In this tutorial, we're going to go over entering a production order, which is a work order in Pro, but in this system it's called a production order. I'm going to go over how to do the production order, what report we're going to send out to the floor, and then how to record production off of that production order. We're going to go to Manufacturing, Execution, and Released Production Orders. When you come in here, we're going to hit the tab. If this is not blank, hit F3 or New or Edit in New to get a blank screen. And then tab off, and you're going to get your item number here. Then I want you to come down to the source number, and I want you to pick the finished goods that you are going to build. And then if this is with a sales order, I want you to come back, and on this description, I want you to enter the sales order number that this is associated with. We want to go back and tell the system how many we're building. And then on the posting tab, I want you to enter the company code and cost center, and then enter the location of where these are going to be built. So that includes our header line information. And then here, if I go to Functions and refresh and say OK, now from this source number here, it automatically brought in the item number down here. Due date, I didn't mention that up here. The due date, if this was a different date that this was due, you could enter that date in here. So now you can see it's my due date is the 30th. It enters my description that I need 16 of those. I have 0 finished and 16 remaining. From this point, if we need the report that goes out to the floor, we want to go to Reports and this Production Order Component and Routing Report. We want to make sure that the status here is released, and then we can do a pull-up. We only have one in our training company here, but otherwise you would pull up the work order that you actually want to print. At this point, you could go ahead and print it. For the purpose of this, we're just going to preview it so you can see what's on the screen. So we have that it's in release status. It has our sales order that we're working against here. We also have our finished, our description here. And I'm sorry, it overwrote that, so we need to come up with a different process there. But it shows that we're building 16 of them. Here's all our raw components that we need to pull to build that, how many of each to build one, and then how many we need to build all of these. So this is the report that you would go ahead and send out to the floor. Now during the day or at the end of the day when you're recording your production, we want to go back to that released production order. We could do our lookup field, our list field here, and pull up the order that we actually want to produce against. And with our cursor on this line item, we can go into a line, and it's off the screen here, and I apologize, but all the way at the bottom there's a choice here called Production Journal. You want to go into that Production Journal, and it brings up all of the components, and then in bold print here it's the item that you're finishing. And the system, unless you tell it otherwise, automatically assumes that you're going to build everything in that work order. At this point, if you had no lot information, you could simply go to Post and Print and Post, and you're done. But I also want to go through if you have, if you're not producing all of these, we're simply going to come over to this quantity field, and let's say we only produce 10. And now when I go into my line in my production journal, now you can see that all this is changed to 10. So again, here, if you weren't lot tracked, you could just go to Posting and Print and Post and record that production. For our purposes here, these first items here are lot tracked, and the last one is lot tracked. So we are going to select that line. We're going to go to Line, Item Tracking Lines, or your Shift Control I. And using in the lot number field, using these 3 dots, we're going to pull up the lot number that we're looking for. If there's more of that lot than what you need, it's automatically going to assume that you're going to use everything out of that lot. If you had multiple lots that you were using, let's say we used 5 out of this lot, we could go and pull another lot and would automatically assume your balance is coming out of there. But go ahead and enter as many lot numbers and quantities that you need. And then I can X out or hit escape. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing for all 3 of these. And then I'm going to come down here, and my finished item number is also going to be assigned a lot number. So again, I want to go to line, item tracking lines, and now this time I'm going to actually give it a lot number. And I'm going to say all 10 were built under that lot number. So here when I'm done, I can go ahead and post, print and post, whichever you need to do. We'll just post here. And we're going to say yes. And now, when I go back to my regular production journal, you can see that I made 10, I finished 10, I have 0 remaining. One bad part of this system, you are going to have to go back and enter your original 16 to show that you have 6 remaining. So if this is the next day's production, you're going to want to go back, and if you want to give a new paperwork to the floor at this point, when you've done your end of the day production, you're going to want to change this back to your original quantity that's shown up here. And then you want to go to your reports and your component and routing report. And now when you preview that one, I have 16 that I'm building, but my remaining quantities here, that's a 1 each, you can see that there's only 6 left. So now the next day when it comes and I have 6 that I need to finish, if I have nothing left on here, I could simply go into the line in the production journal, and it's going to have my remaining 6 on here. And I can go ahead and through the process and post that. If I need to do, let's say I only built 3, so I need to record the production for 3. What I actually need to do here is I need to go and have my finished quantity listed here, plus the 3 that I made today, to equal a total of 13. And now when I go into my production journal, now I have the 3 that I actually finished today. So I would go ahead and record production off of that. And then again, when I come back, I want to change my quantity to 16 for the remaining ones that I need to build. And you would just follow that process through until you're done.